Welcome. This is a meditation called What is My Longing Really Seeking? Let's find a comfortable position. Allow your feet to rest on the floor. Notice the support beneath you. Take a slow breath in and a longer breath out. There is nothing to accomplish right now, nothing to solve, nothing to figure out. Simply allow yourself to arrive. Look around the room. Notice three things. Notice two sounds. Notice the feeling of your body being supported. The surface beneath you, the floor beneath your feet, the contact of clothing against your skin. Allow your attention to settle. Now bring to mind something you want, not what you think you should want, not what would sound spiritual or impressive, something you genuinely desire. Perhaps it is recognition, success, a relationship, influence, security, a particular opportunity, a particular role, or something else entirely. Notice what happens in your body as you bring this desire to mind. Not the story, not the explanation, the physical experience. Where do you feel it? In the chest, the throat, the belly, the face, the hands. Stay with the sensation. There is nothing to change, nothing to improve, just becoming acquainted with longing itself. Is the sensation moving or still? Warm or cool? Heavy or light? Tight or expansive? Simply notice. Now imagine for a moment that you receive exactly what you want. The opportunity arrives. The position is yours. The relationship unfolds exactly as you hoped. The recognition comes. Whatever it is, imagine it has happened. Notice what changes in your body. Notice what doesn't change. Often the image changes, but the energy underneath remains. Stay with the energy, not the achievement, not the outcome, the energy itself. What part of me wants this? You don't need an immediate answer. Simply notice what comes. Perhaps an image, a memory, a younger version of yourself, a familiar way of being. Allow this part to be here without judgment, without trying to fix it. What are you hoping this desire will provide? Listen without forcing an answer. Perhaps it hopes for safety, connection, meaning, contribution, love, freedom, belonging. Whatever arises is enough. Now invite the story to move into the background, the role, the achievement, the outcome. Let them soften. Return your attention to the feeling of longing in the body, the sensation itself. Notice that it is alive. It has movement, direction, energy. Perhaps it reaches, perhaps it expands, perhaps it pulls, perhaps it leans towards something. What direction is this leaning, longing, moving? Stay with the feeling of longing for a few moments longer. Notice that the longing is present even before it attaches to a particular object. In this week's portion, Korach, the Rebbe teaches that Korach confused the object of his desire with the longing itself. He believed that a particular role would satisfy what he was seeking. The role was not the longing. The position was not the longing. The deeper yearning stood behind them both. We often imagine that desire exists to be fulfilled, but some longing served a different purpose. Some longings serve a different purpose. A flame reaches upward, not because it expects to arrive somewhere. Its nature is to reach. Some longings are like that, not problems to solve, not deficiencies to eliminate, but forces that keep us moving. Notice what happens in your body as you hear that. Forces that keep us moving. What if this longing is not a mistake? What if it is not an obstacle? What if it is one of the ways the Creator guides your life? Sometimes we assume that fulfilling the longing means becoming someone else, having someone else's gifts, someone else's influence, someone else's place. But your longing was given to you, not to make you into someone else, to help you become more fully yourself. Setting down the object. Now imagine setting aside the specific object of desire just for a moment, not giving it up, simply placing it on a shelf. The role can rest there. The achievement can rest there. The outcome can rest there. Does the longing remain? Very often it does, because the longing is larger than any single object. Notice what qualities are contained within it. Perhaps a desire to contribute, to create, to teach, to heal, to nurture, to understand, to lead, to connect. Not someone else's path, not someone else's gifts, yours. If this longing could speak, what would it want you to know? Remain with the longing for a few moments longer, not the object, not the story, the living movement beneath it. Imagine sitting with a trusted teacher, someone who sees you clearly, someone who understands your strengths, your limitations, your struggles, and your gifts. Perhaps it is the Rebbe, perhaps it is a mentor, perhaps it is another wise person. There is nothing you need to prove, nothing you need to become, nothing you need to accomplish in this moment. Notice how this wise presence relates to your longing, not with fear, not with urgency, not with comparison. Simply allowing it to be what it is, a force that moves life forward. Imagine this teacher saying, you do not need someone else's path. You do not need someone else's gifts. You do not need someone else's role. Listen carefully to what has been placed within you. Your longing contains its own wisdom. You do not need to extinguish it. You do not need to satisfy it completely. You only need to listen carefully to what it is asking of you now. Let it guide your next step. Now imagine this teacher offering you a small flame, a steady flame, not dramatic, not overwhelming, a simple flame. This flame represents the longing entrusted to you, the movement that continues to draw your life forward. Notice yourself receiving it, holding it carefully. You do not need to know where it will ultimately lead. You only need to carry it faithfully, one step at a time. Allow the image to fade gently into the background. Return your attention to your breathing. Feel the natural rise and fall of the breath. Feel the weight of your body being supported, the chair beneath you, the floor beneath your feet. Listen for sounds around you, near sounds, distant sounds. Notice the temperature of the air. Notice the light in the room. Take a slow breath in and and a slow, longer breath out. Again, a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Gently wiggle your fingers, your toes. Roll your shoulders if that feels comfortable. When you are ready, allow your eyes to open. Take in the room around you. Notice 3 things that you can see. Notice 2 things you can hear. Notice 1 point of contact between your body and the surface supporting you. You are here, this room, this day, this moment. And perhaps you leave with a slightly different relationship with your longing, not as a problem to solve, not as something to conquer, but as a companion. A quiet force that continues to guide your next step and this step after that. 1 step at a time. When you are ready, continue with your day. Thank you for joining me.